Our spotlight story tonight is about the Grant County PUD's efforts to improve survival rates of fish passing through Priest Rapids Dam. Here with the story is Cameron Probert.
How do you get salmon down the face of Priest Rapids Dam? The answer is with a lot of research and trial and error. The Grant County PUD was faced with a problem in 2011. It needed to turn 3 spillways into a passage for juvenile salmon. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, which provides the PUD the license to run the dams, requires most of the juvenile salmon to survive their trip. To do that, the PUD needed to build a slide down the face of Priest Rapids Dam at a 60-degree slope, and it needed to be finished by hand. Dale Campbell, the project's manager, said the district's goal is for 95% of the juvenile salmon to pass through the dam unharmed.
These are small salmon and steelhead that are going downstream to the ocean.
The goal of the bypass is to keep fish away from the turbines. Juvenile salmon are attracted to surface current because they swim less than 10 feet under the surface. The normal spillway requires a lot of water, roughly 110,000 cubic feet per second, to attract the salmon away from the turbines.
Right now, the survival of the fish through our turbines is marginally acceptable. It's about 95%, but the problem is it varies from year to year, and it varies from species to species. So one year it might be 95%, the next year it might be 90%. And so if your goal is 95%, you've got to do something in addition to passing them through the turbines.
Even when water comes through the normal spillway, it can create problems, Campbell said. When the water falls through the spillway, it can dissolve nitrogen and oxygen into the water, which can harm the fish.
The bypass is designed so that when the water comes down the slide, it skims on the surface instead of the water coming down the slide and plunging.
To build the project, the district needed to construct the bypass in the middle of the river with an operating power plant on one side and an operating spillway on the other. And the year-round construction meant dealing with weather from all seasons.
A lot of this construction is off barges with cranes.
On top of the weather and blocking off a part of the river to build the bottom portion, the district needed to find a way to build the slide.
It's nice and easy to draw that curve on a drawing, but it's a lot harder to actually make it in real life.
Campbell said it's critical that the bottom of the slide be smooth like a warehouse shop floor, which required the contractor to finish it by hand. The smooth surface extends both the life of the bypass and gives salmon the best chance to survive. The next issue is to get the concrete to stay in place while it dries. Campbell explained it required the contractor to find the right mix.
They pour it very slowly so that it's starting to set up before they can pour on the top of it.
Before they could even start, the contractor needed to build a model of what they planned to do in a set of warehouses at the University of Iowa.
So we ended up building a test OG curved surface. It looks like a skate park.
The project has an additional benefit of cutting down the amount of water coming through the spillway of the dam from 110,000 cubic feet per second to 27,000 cubic feet per second.
Less water for fish passage means more water for power generation.
The project is expected to be finished next year. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
Thanks, Cameron. Stay tuned. We have more news coming up right after this.